In this video, guys, I'll explain the difference between these sentences. So it says, please let me know if you need and if you should need. Now, if you need is kind of like 50-50. Yeah. You may need some advice, you may not, kind of 50-50. If you should need, it's kind of like less probable. So in this case, if it's less probable, it's like, no creo que necesites, pero por si sí, pues ahí está la oferta de let me know. Okay, so if you should need, or if you should want any extra support, it's like less probable. Okay. If you stayed in this country a bit longer, we could spend more time together. Yeah. Si te quedaras, yeah. If you were staying, so it's like if you stayed, it's like maybe now right now you're there, maybe now you're not. Yeah. If you were staying, like you are not staying in this country a bit longer. It's these ones like the we use present continuous for plans, right? I am, like, for example, I'm staying in the country for 2 weeks, yeah, or I am seeing my mum tonight. If you weren't seeing your mum tonight, yeah, so this is the conditional version of it, okay, and the conditional version of the present continuous for future, okay. If we offered you the position, si te ofreciéramos la posición, if we were to offer you, is like a little bit more hypothetical. So in this case, if we offered you the position, we might do it, we might not, no? Igual y sí, igual y no. If we were to, like, en caso de que, yeah? So it's a little bit like the probability here, or the possibility is a little bit more remote. Yeah, es una posibilidad un poco más remota. Menos remota, más remota. Okay? All right, very good. I hope that's all clear then. So let's have a look at this then. If the bridegroom's friends tie him to a lamppost on a stag night, he end up in a police station. So you could say, for example, if the bridegroom's friends hadn't tied him, si no le hubieran amarrado a un lamppost, a un poste, yeah, he wouldn't have ended up in a police station. Wouldn't have ended up. Pero terminó en en el módulo de la policía, en los separos, ¿ya? Porque los amigos lo amarraron a un poste, ¿no? Okay, so if you look for something to do, go and dig the garden. So this would be, if you are looking for something to do. Oye, si estás buscando algo que hacer, algo con el cual ocuparte, then you could just say, go, like an imperative. Go, do this. Si quieres algo que hacer, lava los trastes. ¿Ya? Si estás buscando algo con que ocuparte, barre el piso, ¿no? So it's like an instruction, okay? As a rule, in general, colored clothes fade if you leave them. So it's like a scientific chemical process, ¿no? If you leave them in the sun. Lo dejas en el sol y pierden. Es como que siempre sucede lo mismo. Okay? So, if you want to try so this one could be, if you want, yeah, si quieres get rid of, como deshacerte de your old football kit, try selling it. Try, intenta venderlo en internet, ¿no? Yeah, igual y pues ya con eso te deshaces de esa cosa. Okay, we arrive sooner if the workman. Okay, so I would say in this case, this would be, we would have arrived, habríamos llegado, we would have arrived sooner if the workmen hadn't been digging up the road. Pero si estaban digging up the road, si estaban excavando, y pues eso nos quitó tiempo, hubo más tráfico y por eso no llegamos. Puntual, okay? Be the manager to discover what has been going on in the office. Okay, so this would be, were the manager to discover. Were the manager to discover. Lo cual quiere decir, if the manager discovered. So, were the manager to discover has the same meaning as if the manager discovered. Yeah. Si el gerente descubriera what has been going on in the office, he would be, estaría, he would be horrified, yeah, si lo descubriera, okay? So I hope that is all clear. If it is, let's move on. If not, well, ask me in class. So if I could spend a romantic evening with anyone I chose, with anyone, with anyone I chose, it means like con quien yo eligiera, with anyone I chose. Then you would say something like, you could say, I would choose, and then I don't know, Brad Pitt or whatever, or I would pick, I don't know, Johnny Depp, or I would pick, I would choose, I would say, something like that. Okay, and then you know the individual. Okay. I will be really disappointed if, me voy a quedar muy decepcionado, if my students fail. Yeah. Si reprueban, yeah, voy a estar muy decepcionado. Okay. Or if my team loses the match tonight, or if John doesn't call me, si no me llama, something like that. Okay. If I could change one thing about my life, and then, well, that depends on you, right? So if I could change one thing about my life, I would, I don't know, earn more money, or I would lose weight, or I would have a better work-life balance, something like that, okay? It would have been unbelievable if, and then somebody had done something. So somebody had done something. So, for example, it would have been unbelievable if Toluca had won. Si Toluca hubiera ganado. Habría sido increíble. No? Or it would have been unbelievable if Terry asked me to be her, I don't know, girlfriend or boyfriend or whatever, right? I would feel absolutely ecstatic, like really happy. I would feel absolutely ecstatic if I won the lottery. So this is second conditional, so make sure you passed here, guys. I would feel absolutely ecstatic if I won £1 million, or if I found a new job or something like that. Okay. I would change places for one day with anyone if I could. Yeah. If I could change places, ¿no? Que esa persona venga a hacer mi trabajo y yo voy a hacer el suyo in the world. And then you say, I would choose, and then, you know, whoever. I would choose a professional musician, or I would choose Angelina Jolie, or I would choose Selena Gomez, or whatever, you know. O sea, cambiar de lugar con esa persona. Okay. All right. So, underline the words used instead of if in these, and then there could be some mistakes. So they would have ended up divorced unless the intervention, yeah, that doesn't really make sense. Unless the intervention, I would say in this case, they would have ended up divorced if it weren't for the intervention, yeah, or maybe actually it might be better if it hadn't been for, si no hubiera sido por, if it hadn't been for, si no hubiera sido por la intervención de sus amigos, or for example, they would have ended up divorced unless they're, yeah, maybe you can say unless their friends, unless their friends had intervened. So that could work, had intervened. All right, something like that. Okay, and then the next one, I'll marry you provided, yeah, provided in this case means like siempre cuando, provided you don't expect me to get on with your mother. I don't see any problems there. Me casaré contigo, acepto, siempre y cuando no tengas la expectativa de que me voy a llevar bien con tu madre. Okay. As long as you won the lottery, that sounds weird. As long as means like con tal de que, yeah, or siempre y cuando, which, you know, I'm sure you agree sounds quite strange. You wouldn't say like con tal de que ganes la lottery, no? That would be better to say if you won the lottery, how would you spend them? Si lo ganaras. Or, I mean, you could say here, if you wanted to, if you won the lottery? Or you could say as well, were you to win? That's another option. Were you to win the lottery? Okay. All right. I hope that's clear. Jim will be allowed out of prison, supposing he reports to the police station once a week. Now, this supposing is more like kind of quite a hypothetical thing. Okay. So let me explain. Hypothetical. All right. So supposing is more like, supposing you were a millionaire. Like, digamos que eres millonario. Digamos, porque no lo eres. ¿No? But in this case, it seems to me like a more real situation. Jim will be allowed out of prison if he reports. Si hace eso, sí. Yeah. So that would seem like a real possibility, not like a so nunca va a pasar esto. Tonight's open air concert will be cancelled, provided. That doesn't really make sense. Siempre cuando mejore el clima, lo van a cancelar. No. Se va a cancelar unless, a menos que, unless the weather improves. Okay. So I hope that is all clear now, guys. If not, we can take a look at that in class, no problem. So I'll be raring to go like, I'm really ready. I want to go. Let's go. Tomorrow, as long as I get a good night's sleep. That seems fine to me. Yeah, I don't see any problem there. Siempre cuando me duerma bien hoy en la noche, mañana voy a tener mucha energía. No veo ningún problema. There's no hope of our team winning the league unless we start to play better. That's fine. Yeah. No tenemos ninguna esperanza de ganar, a menos que empecemos a jugar mejor. No hay ningún problema ahí. Okay, so let's have a look at this then. I was kicked out of school at the age of 16 because I was bone idle, flojísimo. If anyone told me then, I would make a script writer. I would say, if anyone had told me, si alguien de ese momento, de esa época de mi vida, me hubiera dicho en ese momento que yo iba a terminar siendo scriptwriter, guionista, I would have never believed them. Yeah, I would have never believed them. Nunca habría creído tal cosa. I would have never believed them. Okay, that's all cool then. I admit that writing is one of the few things I've ever been good at. Lo único en lo cual he sido bueno. At school, if one of my mates had trouble writing a project, I would say in this case, if one of my mates was having, si veía un amigo batallando, sufriendo, if one of my mates was having trouble writing up a project, I would do it for them. I would do it for them. And this type of would is like lo que solía hacer anteriormente. Yo tenía el hábito, la costumbre de hacer el trabajo por ese amigo para que no sufriera. Provided, they paid me, siempre y cuando, con tal de que me pagara lo suficiente, o sea, le cobraba por el servicio. Okay. Okay, so let's, of course, but write for a living, para ganarme la vida, that was never on the cards. Eso nunca era una posibilidad. After I left school, I drifted in and out of various jobs, like en este trabajo, en este otro trabajo. I wanted to travel the world, but I knew I would say in this case, I knew I wouldn't get very far. I knew I wouldn't get very far. Sabía que no iba a llegar muy lejos, que no llegaría muy lejos, unless I unless I had, de no ser que tuviera, a no ser que, a menos que tuviera un poco de dinero en el bolsillo, ¿no? Okay. So, how to earn it? ¿Cómo ganarse ese dinero? A friend of mine came up with a brainwave, o sea, se le ocurrió una idea maravillosa. Why not try writing a TV screenplay, ¿no? ¿Por qué no escribir tu propio TV screenplay, tu propia obra de teatro, pero obra de televisión? Supposing it was, you could supposing it were good enough. You could say here, supposing it was good enough or supposing it were good enough. Supongamos que, ¿no? Del ancho. It may earn, supposing it were good enough, it may earn you, it may earn, or it may have earned, may earn, igual y te genera algo de dinero, a lot of money, enough money to travel the world. I owe that friend a lot, ¿no? Estoy muy endeudado con ese amigo. If he hadn't urged me to do it, si no me hubiera, if he hadn't urged me to do it, si no me hubiera presionado, yeah, venga, hazlo, sí se puede, ¿no? I never got that. Yeah, so this would be, I would have never got. Now, if you prefer American English, that would be gotten, okay? But in British English, get, or just got. I would have never got started. Nunca hubiera comenzado en esta trayectoria. And instead of having homes in Paris, tiene una casa in Paris, in Brisbane, Los Angeles, so I would still be working. Ahorita todavía estaría trabajando en esos dead end job. Dead end job es un trabajo sin salida, un trabajo sin futuro. Okay, well, I hope all of that information was very useful, guys.